Jake, and this is Neverland Navigation Radio, where we cover some interesting breaking news in the world of Disney. I would say some major breaking news.
Oh, yeah, huge.
Yes, and we traverse some new territory in the Disney Cruise Lines family of products.
Yeah, I got to experience my first trip to Lookout Cay, which is Disney's newest private island, although that's not what it is. We'll get into it later. Mm-hmm. And we're going to talk about it, in addition to what everybody knows is the breaking news right now.
Yeah.
Although it was like a week ago.
Yes, roughly a week ago, but still, we need to share our thoughts, and Morgan's going to expose the truth behind Disney's new fake private island. All this and more. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this episode. If you would like to help support the show, you can do that by subscribing to the show and by leaving a review. That is super helpful.
We love the reviews.
We love to read the reviews, and they help the show grow, so we would really appreciate it.
Yeah, and if you are thinking about taking a trip, if you want to visit Lookout Cay or any Disney or cruise-related vacation or Universal in your future, please consider emailing me. I am a free-to-you travel agent, and I can get you usually a better deal than you can get yourself. Mm-hmm. In worst case, the same deal that you would have been able to get yourself online. Mm-hmm. But in addition to the getting a good deal, you also get a free surprise from me. Free T-shirts is what it usually is. As a thank you that I give as a thank you to my clients for letting me book their trip. So and then all the normal advantages of having a travel agent. So my email is morgan@neverlandnavigation.com. So if you're thinking about taking a trip or you've booked one in the last 30 days, because we can always switch it over to you having a travel agent, please email me so that you can get your better deal plus your free gift.
Absolutely. It's an exciting time to travel right now because there are these changes happening across Disney Cruise Line and because there's some major theme park shakeups coming as well, all of which will be handled by a new CEO. We got reports recently at the time of recording this that Josh D'Amaro is going to be the executive that assumes the role of CEO at Walt Disney Company following Bob Iger's second departure from the role of CEO.
Right.
We extensively covered Bob Iger's reassumption of this title from Bob Chapek.
Right.
When that happened.
Definitely improvement. I don't care, what you think about what's happened.
Yeah. So, and the market reacted really well to that. And stakeholders were very happy with controlling, or somebody with a better track record of controlling Disney's public image and their dealings was kind of back at the helm of the company. And we're going to see how it goes with Josh D'Amaro now. Morgan, what is your impression of Josh D'Amaro from anything that you know about him already?
I'm very excited for this. This is who we have been predicting would be the person to take over. Mm-hmm. And I think that he is just such it's hard to explain. He seems like such a perfect face for the company. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He's got the passion, you can tell, and he's great at speaking and telling us. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm excited for this.
He very personable. Mm-hmm. He would make a good politician.
Yes.
I would say.
One time we were at Epcot. I don't think you were there. I think I was there with just my husband. And Josh D'Amaro is walking around Epcot sweeping. Like, just, I don't know, he felt like something needed to be picked up, so he went and got something and did it. Which just gives him such a down-to-earth thing. Like a down-to-earth vibe.
Totally. That's good PR right there. That's handling your image well.
You think it was staged?
100%.
What?
I don't think it was staged because I don't think he needs to be told how to appear endearing to the public. Yeah. I think it's built into his
DNA.
Persona, his DNA, his way of handling business. he knows that it only does him good to be perceived as a personable, well-liked figure, because I think he very smartly realizes that the last two Disney CEOs have been kind of cold as they appear to the public.
Less so of Iger, but yeah, for sure Chapek. Oh my god.
For sure Chapek, and I think Bob Iger, although maybe cold is a little extreme for him, I don't think people have very much of a personal connection to him. He's a very corporate kind of guy.
Yeah.
He's not very personable. He's very by the numbers, by the books. He's a respectable man, of course.
Yeah.
That's like, I feel like that's his brand, as being a respectable, steady, level-headed businessman. But Josh Tomorrow, as you describe, has something different.
Yeah.
He has a different kind of likability than Bob Iger does.
Yeah.
He's also young compared to others. He's, I believe, 52 years old or 54 years old, which in, CEO world is an emerging business professional. He actually began his Disney career back in 1998. He's been with the company for quite a while.
Yeah.
But prior to that, he worked at Gillette. He was an executive there. And when he moved to Disney, he rose up through a bunch of different leadership roles until he landed kind of at the helm of Adventures by Disney, which, if you're not familiar with, is their like guided tours, all-inclusive kind of trip division of their travel enterprise.
They also do like the river cruises and stuff like that. But yeah, all-inclusive, that's a good way to...
Luxury travel.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So Josh Tomorrow is responsible for the success of that brand, really. He's the one who kind of made that what it is now. And then he was appointed to his current position, because he's not been officially promoted to CEO just yet. But he's the chairman of Disney Experiences, which was formerly called Parks, Experiences, and Products as a division. And here are some of the projects that that his leadership has seen developed.
Okay.
Avengers Campus.
Okay.
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Both of them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Tron Light Cycle Run.
Okay.
Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. The Zootopia expansion at Shanghai Disney.
Oh, wow.
World...
all the parks?
Yeah.
Okay.
World of Frozen at Hong Kong Disneyland and Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
He also is responsible for the launch of Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser.
Well,
and upcoming... That could be the name of a book about that project.
Yeah.
Can't win them all. And some upcoming projects like the Tropical Americas were also his brainchild. Well, not brainchild.
Yeah, what does it mean? He
was president while these things were like greenlit.
Okay.
While these things were conceptualized.
Do you know if he had like veto power or...
Versus like the CEO?
Yeah.
Well, I think that the job of the vice president of the experiences division would kind of be, I wouldn't say it's advisory, because the CEO kind of entrusts those decisions to that vice president, and then they kind of decide whether or not their leadership has been successful enough, or if they want to advocate for their replacement, or whatever that situation might be. But I will say Josh Tomorrow, as much as I've heard, is not a fireable kind of guy.
Okay.
They don't want to fire him. They've been looking at him to take over the company for quite some time. They've been looking at him as a potential option, and it seems like Iger, in the same way that Michael Eisner handpicked Bob Iger to replace him, it seems that Bob Iger has handpicked Josh Tomorrow.
Okay, and see, that's what we always thought. Like, if you were here with us when the reins changed from Chapek to Iger. We discussed then what we thought would happen after, because the decision to bring Iger back was always temporary. Right. So, all right. Well, good on us to call it.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
It's a little hard I think, to know what power he has had up until now. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
What we can applaud him for.
I mean, certainly the buck stops with Bob Iger. You know?
For anything.
Or Chapek, or whoever's at the top,
because they can say no.
Right. But as far as what somebody has been able to do with their role in terms of which ideas get kind of sifted through and boosted to the top, and things like that, I think Josh is responsible for that.
Okay, great.
So, like, the selection of ideas. If you notice, there is kind of a trend in the types of experiences that he delivers. He or his management tends to foster, like, immersive stuff. Really seems to be like immersive lands,
right?
Like Pandora was part of his tenure. He was vice president of Animal Kingdom at the time that was being developed. His collaborations with the creators to bring the world of Frozen to life, Avengers Campus, like these highly immersive, large-scale lands, even Galactic Star Cruiser, which was like a super immersive resort model. It seems like
immersive,
like immersive was the main.
Yeah, the problem was the cost there.
100%.
Yeah.
But so you kind of get a style for the kind of projects that he likes to boost.
Yeah.
Up the ranks there.
I wonder if he, since that was a little bit under his umbrella of responsibilities, the Star Cruiser, I wonder if he will be the one to bring it back, like, just as a hotel. I mean, why let it sit there? It bothers me so much.
I believe I've read a report that says it's going to be office space.
Oh my god. Okay. Wow. Okay, immersive office space. You can look like you're in space.
Office
space. Okay. That's so sad. That's so sad. I just think that, I mean, if it were like a deluxe hotel option that costs in the same realm as any other Disney deluxe hotel, and you had the freedom to come and go as you please, not like it was set up, I would do it.
Yeah.
You know? I think people would do it. I don't know why they wouldn't consider that. Maybe they're just so ashamed. But sorry, I got off track, per usual. All right, back to Josh tomorrow.
Yeah, well, hey, I mean, that is his...
Yeah.
That's to be talked about. I will say, as much as Josh Tomorrow is liked in general, I think there is also a concern, and I know the buck doesn't stop with him, but I think there are things to be concerned about with the trends of some things in Disney parks, and I am curious to see if he can correct them. One of them being maintenance. So, like, Tiana's Bayou Adventure has had a number of maintenance problems.
From the beginning.
The screen above the lift hill not working, certain animatronics not working at all, certain animatronics only having certain of their limbs working.
Yeah.
Brand new attraction. Some of them have, like, their skin starting to, like, peel off or whatever.
What?
Separate from each other.
That I haven't heard. That's crazy.
The Louis figure has had all kinds of trouble. So, this kind of asks the question, should we take a look at, can we keep these attractions?
Yeah, maybe we keep the things going before we start new stuff. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, can we invest more in maintenance is basically what it boils down to.
It's sad, especially with Tiana's, because it's brand new. Not brand new, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We say brand new for a few years.
Right.
But because in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, that I think that they do need a bigger maintenance budget. Is that something he's going to address? Is that what you're saying?
Right. Will he right the ship?
Does he know about it? I mean, you think?
Yeah.
Do you think it's talked about?
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, I definitely do. Because this is not Disney's first rodeo with cutting maintenance. Disney in the 90s was having like in the 80s really they were having like a whole company-wide panic where they were thinking they were going to get bought by Comcast and all this stuff was happening. But in the 90s they were doing this thing where they were trying to cut costs as much as possible as well whenever they could. And it led to them hiring this advisory group to come and tell them how to cut costs. And they were like, okay, so we'll cut maintenance, we can like cut it in half. And they like basically cut it in half. And it led to a bunch of like ride safety problems for them. They like had more accidents and stuff.
Right.
And they fired the advisory committee, and people who were injured as a result of the accidents sued the advisory committee for telling Disney to cut maintenance and Disney for actually cutting the maintenance.
Right.
So Disney kind of got back up on their maintenance game because,
but
that's not a good look.
I'm sure there's a difference between safety maintenance and guest experience, guest satisfaction maintenance, right?
I agree with that, but I think letting one slip is an ominous indicator of what they might do with the other.
Yeah, okay.
So I wonder if Josh tomorrow can fix that. And I wonder we're hearing that maybe they're looking at annual pass prices.
Yes.
It's like right now I would say a whisper. It's not like a substantiated thing. It's just something that we're hearing.
Yeah.
If Josh tomorrow does that, I think that would be a strong indication of what he would like to do with his time.
Yeah. Well, he's taking the reins at a very difficult time, right? Because Universal just did Epic Universe, and it's got a lot of success. And so there's a lot of, I'm sure, pass holders that are having to make the decision between having a Disney pass or having a Universal pass or considering switching. And they haven't had this much competition for decades.
Since Harry Potter, perhaps?
Even then, that was, I'm sure that was big for a time. Obviously Harry Potter's still big. That's not what I mean. I mean, like, I'm sure when the Harry Potter universe first opened, that might have dropped pass holder sales for a while, but them opening a third park puts them nearly at the same level as far as value, I guess you would say, once they start selling. So Universal right this millisecond is not selling a annual pass that includes all three parks.
Correct.
But that is supposed to happen any day now.
Mm-hmm.
So once they do that, I hate to say this because I like Animal Kingdom, but most people don't go to Animal Kingdom much, if at all. So it feels almost equal.
Sure, I get that.
Yeah. So, and I feel like this is the first time in decades where that's been true.
Do you think Josh tomorrow is the man for the job?
Yeah, sure. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. I think it's concerning no matter who they put in charge.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Do you think cutting annual pass costs is going to work?
Work to do what? Make your customers happy? Definitely.
Well,
but,
yeah.
But what do you mean?
Have people not stop being Disney pass holders to be Universal pass holders or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when Epic Universe is part of the pass holder
lineup
at Universal, I can see why that would worry them.
Yeah, I totally get it too. I think it would help. I think that um, I think that that could only stand to help them,
Yeah.
and I think that truly the test of how big Josh is willing to push the board and Disney as a whole to swing will be whether or not they consider developing another theme park.
Oh my gosh, wow. Have you heard, you haven't heard anything about that?
No, but Disney has conducted surveys with the Florida Tourism Oversight Board, everybody's favorite local legislation body.
Uh-huh.
And they well, enforcement body, I guess. But they've got two sites where one could be like a smaller theme park or a shopping district, and one site that could be a big theme park.
Got it.
That's what Disney has like available to them right now. So like they could build a theme park if they wanted to.
Right.
It's been I wouldn't, if I had the relationship with the government that Disney has had within the past couple of years, I would not want to build a theme park at the time. But if you've got new blood and you've got potentially a new set of dealings with the local government, then maybe that's better incentive to build a theme park.
Yeah, I mean, one way or the other, they're going to have to increase value for especially pass holders.
And you don't think Muppet Rock and Roller Coaster is going to do it? Morgan,
I'm not saying it won't do it.
It won't do it?
Probably not.
It's not going to steal the epic universe.
I don't think so.
I think you're right, though.
I think like we've said before, the Villains Land is supposed to be competing with like the monsters area of Epic. I think they've got some things planned, but is that going to be enough? I think they'll probably need to do something else. So he's just inheriting quite the task, is all I'm saying.
I think it's the kind of thing where if he comes out a hero, then it'll be legendary.
Mm-hmm.
But if he flops, then it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's too young to retire, so that will be real bad.
Right. What's he going to do now?
I don't know. Chapek got a job, so...
Well, yeah. Well, there's a certain sector of business that really wants a Chapek.
That wants a Chapek. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, he's a certain type. Josh Tomorrow is like the antithesis to that.
Yeah, I agree. Josh Tomorrow is so Disney
everyman.
To me. Yes.
He's like a Disney prince.
Yeah.
As the CEO.
Yeah.
And he's going to come pick up trash and save the company.
Yeah.
That is kind of his vibe.
It is his vibe. Yeah. He even has a little bit of Walt Disney himself vibe, don't you think?
I do. And I think the fact that he seems to be pretty like flashy, like creative type.
Yeah.
Reminds me a little bit of like Michael Eisner used to say that he was the last creative type to be a CEO of Disney, because Bob Iger's more business, and Bob Chapek's very business. Mm-hmm. And Bob Iger again did turn out to be pretty business still.
Yeah.
And now we're getting Josh Tomorrow, who I think is definitely businessy. It's not that he's not businessy, but I think that he's got a little bit more of the showbiz charm. He's a good speaker. He's a good public figure.
I love how he wears Disney tennis shoes with his suits.
See, look. He's like Bill Clinton or something.
There you go.
He's playing the saxophone on Arsenio Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's wearing tennis shoes. He's just like us.
He's just like us. Disney CEOs, they're just like us.
Yeah.
All right. I think that does that cover it, do you think?
I think so. So what would you say overall we're hopeful?
Yeah, outlook good.
We've been calling this for so long that I got congratulations texts after he got announced.
That is so, that checks out, We have been saying this for a minute. I think a lot of people have suspected Tomorrow.
Sure.
He is definitely a fan favorite. So here's the thing. I'm rooting for his success.
You seem skeptical.
I am.
Okay, that's fair.
I have reason to be skeptical. Yeah. This is a big change, and it has real direct consequences for how Disney does. you know.
Yeah.
So it's a heater of a game. So you guys stay tuned to Neverland Navigation Radio because we're going to continue to talk all about it.
We are.
Yeah, as well as some other fun things that you can do with Disney, other than speculate on how the CEOs are going to do, is take advantage of their products. And that's something that Morgan has done recently because you took a cruise.
Yes, I am Disney Cruise Line obsessed, you guys.
Yeah.
So I recently went on a cruise, and this was, believe it or not, my first time to Lighthouse Cay. I'm sorry. I hate how long it's Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point.
No.
I hate how long
pick one.
This title is.
Let's fix it right now.
It just gets all scrambled up in my brain. So
Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point.
At Lighthouse Point.
So which one do we want to call it?
Why are they calling it all that?
I'm not saying all that.
It's too much. It's confusing.
Lookout.
Oh, you want to really pick one? Lookout Cay, I guess is what we would need to say.
Let's do it.
Okay, Lookout Cay. So this was my first time, even though it's not brand new anymore.
Yeah.
I just happened to be getting on cruises that were going to Castaway.
And you weren't complaining
because
you love Castaway.
I love Castaway.
Tell them why.
Yeah, Castaway is their private island that, well, they basically are leasing it for 100 years. So for my lifetime, it's
theirs.
Yeah, it's theirs.
Yeah.
And the whole island is theirs, and it's beautiful. And they have on Castaway, they have like they have made like a barrier of rocks that kind of protects the beach from extreme waves and I'm sure, bigger things like sharks.
Sure.
It makes it so that you can easily go snorkeling without
fear.
Yeah, without any fear of any of the things you would fear from being out in the ocean. Right?
Yeah.
But still totally feels like any regular ocean. So, or regular beach. The beach is clean. It is beautiful. Every time I've gone, the weather has been perfect. Everything's always so wonderful there. I love it. It's really, and I'm not even really a beach person. So this is like the beach that makes me happy.
It is so Disney.
It is so Disney.
In my opinion, for them to be like, you know how they were like in the 90s when Michael Eisner was like, well, if we build a theme park that's California themed, no one will ever need to go see all the landmarks. They can just see everything at California Adventure. This is very, well, if they're taking a Disney cruise, they don't even need to go to an island because we've made the perfect destination.
And I really feel like they did such a good job with all of the Disney details. I kind of thought that's what you were meaning by that, but all the Disney details on the island, you make it so like Disney, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's so, I think clean is just a word that comes immediately to mind, and safe. Everything is, all of the colors of the umbrellas, everything's so specifically, aesthetically perfect. It just makes me so happy.
Yeah.
And then, so Lookout Cay, I got to go to for the first time, and I took some notes about it because I didn't have I thought it would be very similar to Castaway, but with a different theme. So I was imagining Castaway Cay, but with a Junkanoo theme, which Junkanoo, in case you're not familiar, is a kind of like a party, parade, musical, very Mardi Gras, in my opinion, but for the Bahamas. Like a Mardi Gras, but for the Bahamas, is what Junkanoo is. So there are like costumes involved and music and dancing and a whole celebration. And I knew that was going to be there. But I was picturing Castaway with that theming, and it is not really like that. It is different.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, so first of all, and you all probably already know this because it was the first thing that everybody complained about, where the ship docks is like way, way, way out from the island.
Really?
Yes. So I want to say it's a half mile. Maybe you could look that up. How long is the walk from DCL ship to Lookout Cay? And it's unshaded, like on a dock, and it is crazy. When I went on my cruise, it was February, and during a cold front, so the weather was cold. Even there, it was in the 60s, and
About half a mile.
about half a mile. Okay, which is a really, really long walk because it's straight and boring and it's not shaded. So that's just a long ways to go on a boring, unshaded walk. So when I went, it was like in the 60s or low 70s. And even without the sun pounding down on us and it being hot, it was a not fun walk. Does that make sense?
Okay, so it starts with this walk?
It starts with this really bad walk, right? And I feel like they could easily, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say easily because I don't know the details really, but there are things I think that they should be doing to make this, one, more fun, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of a walk, and two, shaded. Like, we've said this about Epcot before, but in this case, it's not like you can even duck in anywhere. You don't even have anything to distract you.
Yeah, shade would be definitely helpful.
Yeah. The fact that it's still not, and people have been complaining about this since it opened, is surprising to me. At Castaway, you like get off the ship and you're a few steps from there.
Right.
I do get why they did this though, because the option otherwise was they either built this dock or they had to tender people onto the island, which means you get on a small boat to be taken closer, and that's no fun. Like, I don't think anybody likes it like that. You've got to wait in line to get on the boat. There's a lot of people on the little boats. It's just not a good situation.
Yeah.
So I get why they did it, but it just needs improvements.
Sure.
So I would say that's a bad first impression.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And that's me. I went with me and my husband. We are two able-bodied, middle-aged, maybe people, and it still was just like, oh my gosh, this walk. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then you get there, and then you get on a tram. So on Castaway, you can get on a tram, but if you don't want to get on the tram, you could just walk. On this, the tram is taking you pretty far down. Like, you couldn't walk. It was like a good, maybe 10-minute tram ride to get to the beaches, to the main area. But I will say the tram ride, in getting there, they have a voiceover, you know what I'm talking about?
Like, like an intercom, yeah.
Yeah, and they've got a pre-recorded thing with a woman and two kids who are voicing a sand crab and a spiral tail lizard. I'm not sure. It's something like that. Which are two animals that are native to the island. And they're saying, oh, you should look out for me. And these are the things that are native to our island. And this is what I like to eat. And so it's like this entertaining, informative edutainment thing happening over the intercom.
Cute.
While you're going there, and I liked it a lot. It was very cute.
Sounds cute.
They told stupid jokes, like purposely stupid, but also gave you some information, not only about the native wildlife that you might encounter, but also a little bit about things to look out for and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
A little bit about Eleuthera, which is the name of the island.
Oh, cool. Gotcha.
So that's the next thing that I want to come to. And this isn't a complaint. But Castaway is its own island, right? That Disney has leased.
Totally.
And Lookout Cay is just the northern tip of Eleuthera. I'm sorry, I'm making sure I'm saying this right.
Eleuthera, the island.
Okay. I have heard it a bunch of times, but it still sounds wrong when it's coming out of my mouth. I don't know why.
It sounds like another word, but I can't remember what the other word is.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So Eleuthera is a island in the Bahamas, and Disney is renting out the northern tip of it.
A slice of it.
Yes, a slice of it. So there are still locals on this island, and what I didn't know until I got there, I'm sure because they're not telling you, is that there is actually another cruise line that is renting out the other tip of the island, right?
Oh, yeah.
And that is Princess Cruise Line, which is also Carnival. And they rent out, they call theirs Princess Keys, and it is I'm sorry, the southern tip of the island, right?
Oh,
So it's just
okay,
it's just
yeah.
the opposite tip of the island.
Right.
And almost all cruise lines now have their own private island, but I think the word private island is misleading because it's not what it is. You know what I mean?
In this case, yeah.
In this case, it's a private beach.
Right.
For both of them, for Princess and for Disney.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a big, big, big private beach. It's multiple private beaches even.
Do they call it a private island?
Yes.
That's silly.
So that's interesting. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So we were surprised to see a Carnival boat very close to our boat, and we're like, what's going on? Like, why? I thought that this was Disney's private island. Why are they here? And I knew that Disney didn't own the whole island. The part of it was still locals lived there. There was a city,
Right.
But I didn't know that another cruise line owned part of the island.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I knew Princess owned their own stuff, but I didn't know it was the same one.
The same one.
I just hadn't put it together.
Let me ask you this. How
Yeah.
much of the experience on the island was within the Disney envelope? Like, could you detect, other than seeing the Carnival ship, could you detect any evidence of local culture, local life?
No, you are completely enveloped in what Disney wants you to see.
Okay.
There's a lot of, obviously it's pretty flat, just like...
Yeah, it's a beach.
Right.
Right.
Well, yeah, and probably the whole island is flat.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, natural, like the trees and stuff like that. You're not seeing like other cities or anything like that. I don't know if you can go up in the lighthouse. I honestly didn't see a lighthouse, but I know it's there.
Oh.
If you can, you would probably be able to see other things. There's something like that on Castaway.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, where you can go up and there's a viewpoint to like kind of get an aerial view of around.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. I didn't do it then either because I have a fear of heights.
Yeah.
But since I didn't do that, I can't tell you whether you could see it from up there. If you even can go up into that lighthouse, I don't know about that. It could totally be decorative at this point.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, I saw something that might have been like a run down, broken up. That might not have been there. I'm gonna backtrack.
Okay.
So I just didn't see the lighthouse. I don't know if you can go up there.
Fair enough. So in your experience, yeah.
Yes, you're completely enveloped in what Disney wants you to be enveloped in. So it's not really an issue that it's not their own private island. I just am telling you because I was surprised to see a Carnival boat.
Yeah, interesting.
So the tram takes you a ways and gets you to this like the central part. There's only for Lookout Cay, you get on the tram at point A and you get off at point B. There are no other stops. Castaway, if you get on the tram, there are multiple stops. Oh. You could get off at the family beach. You could keep going to the adult beach. There might even be one in between.
That's convenient.
Yes, it is convenient. This one, it stops in the middle, and that's that. And then once you're in the middle, you can go down, like straight down, and you're in one of the family beaches, or you could keep going to the left, and you're at the adult beach, or there's more family beach to the right. That being said, the beach isn't the whole thing. In Castaway, once if you get off the tram, there's kind of like a paved sidewalk area, and there's some shops, and then right behind the shops is the beach. Like, you can see the beach anytime you're anywhere.
Right.
Okay? With Lookout, you see shops and stuff like that, and you don't really see the beach. You've got to like walk, and then you have to go downstairs. Some stairs. It's like at an angle. It's like a drop off.
Interesting.
And then the beach itself, once you get down those stairs, is very thin.
Oh.
So at Castaway, there's rows and rows and rows of beach chairs going back from like where the water will come up all the way back. I'm not good at estimating.
All the way up the beach?
Yeah. It goes back for rows and rows. On this one, the beach itself is so thin that there are only a few rows that go, but then the beach goes really long.
Is it a man-made beach?
No, it's the tip of an island.
Interesting.
I mean, I don't know. Are you saying it could have been like the rock wall? I doubt it.
I don't know.
it's so weirdly shaped. I don't think anybody would make it like that. You know what I mean? It's not. I don't think it's ideal. On the one hand, if you're getting a chair, because on Lookout, it spans so much further. Like, it's long and thin, the beach.
Sure.
You are more kind of guaranteed to get a spot that's like right there, like front row to the coastline.
Yeah, there's not a lot of other alternatives.
Right. Where at Castaway, if you don't get there early, you're probably going to be like 12 rows back.
Sure.
And you'll have to, if you want to experience the coastline, walk up there and get into it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Then they also did have sections that were up the stairs where there were beach chairs, but they basically weren't on the ocean.
Right.
They weren't like facing the ocean or anything. You're just, I guess you're on a beach, but I don't know. I don't know why that would be a good thing.
I don't know. That sounds like water park vibes.
Yes, that's what it's like. And then the cabanas also are up above where the stairs are. So it's not like you walk out of your cabana and a couple steps and you're in the water. You would have to walk out of your cabana, go down the stairs, walk away. Like, it was so weird to me.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But like I said, the plus, I guess, would be you kind of get a front row view of the beach if you get one of the chairs because it's so long. There is way more walking on Lookout Cay than there was on Castaway, because Lookout Cay is really wide and thin, where Castaway is like, they own that whole island, not own, but you know what I mean. But you're in like a bubble. You know what I mean?
Yes, you're in like a Disney.
Yes, and it's not long and thin. It's like maybe oval.
Sure.
I don't know. Hard to explain.
Yeah.
So there's less
steps.
Also less sand because of what I'm talking about with the walking down the stairs, and that's when you're in the sand.
Right.
When you're up above the stairs, that's where the food places are, where you can get the barbecue. They also have a couple of places, like a cultural center, which I thought would be kind of like a museum, but it wasn't. It's really just a stage. And then they have another kind of stage kids area. They have a splash pad that is way more intricate than anything at Castaway. So if you've got little kids that are into what you saying water park vibe, kind of really is it. You know what I mean?
Really?
Because now that I think about it, that whole splash pad was very water park vibe.
Yeah.
It wasn't connected to the ocean at all. It was like a splash pad section.
Right.
At Castaway, there's a little area in the physical ocean where you can go down a slide and slide into the ocean.
Fun.
Yeah, right? And it's combining like something that you would do at a water park with being in the ocean. And they can do that because, like I said, with the barrier that they've created out there, they'd have no worry about like rip tides or whatever might pull you into the abyss. Yeah.
The abyss. 20,000 leagues below.
Yeah. With this, I don't feel like there was as much, it wasn't as much ocean beach as Castaway is. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, I got it. It's more pavement. It's more
pavement. Yeah. It's more, they do have more shows. They have like a couple of shows. One was like a Junkanoo music and dancing kind of show with Mickey and Minnie were leading. We didn't know that until we saw it.
That sounds cute.
Very cute. And semi-educational if you want to know about
cultural enrichment. Yes. Yeah. Epcot,
yeah. There was another like a kids area, although it wasn't just for kids, but I felt weird going in there because it was just kids in there, where they did like a little games and dance party with Goofy and Chippendale in their outfits. So I think there's more to do there.
Yeah. Okay.
But there's less of a beach vibe. Okay,
yeah, that's understandable.
If you have...
It's a beach facility.
Yeah. If you have kids that are going to want to be... they're not going to go just have fun in the ocean or sitting around. Like I love to just sit at Castaway. I like to just lay on my chair and read a book or just take in the
This
ambiance,
relaxing beach vacation.
that.
Yeah.
But if you've got kids that are just not going to have any of that,
Yeah.
and they want the splash pad and they want the shows, and they're not going to, then this might be the better one for you.
Yeah.
But if you don't have that and you're looking for a beach vacation, relaxing situation, I think Castaway would be better.
And since you are both an adult traveling without a children,
Yeah.
right now, and because you are a Floridian who's been on the beach,
Yes.
I think that it's kind of the perfect storm for you to prefer
Yes.
Castaway Cay.
For me, my preference is Castaway, but I do see the benefit for families, which of course is mostly who is traveling on a Disney cruise line.
Of course.
Yeah, there's more to do. They do still. Michael, my husband, thought that they didn't have any of the water stuff that they had at Castaway, like the snorkeling and the banana boats and stuff like that. But he just didn't see them because that beach is so long and drawn out.
So they do have that.
They do have that. And since I'm the planner in our family, of course, I had seen that all of those things were an option.
Sure.
But at Castaway, they're happening right in front of you because it's everything's pretty close knit.
Bubble.
Yes, yeah. So you can see the people snorkeling, and you can see the banana boats, and you can see the jet skis, and you can see the paragliding.
Slides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see the slide. Like, you don't have to go too far to see all these things. But we wound up walking that whole beach and didn't really see any of that stuff.
Wow, okay.
That being said, we went during a cold front. A lot of people probably didn't want to be in the ocean. There were plenty that did. Good for them.
Not you.
Polar bear plunge.
Yeah, that's
not me.
Yeah.
But
that's brave.
But they do have that stuff.
Okay, good to know.
I don't think they have the same like level of snorkeling as
no ride vehicles.
Right. At Castaway, they've sunk a bunch of fun Disney history stuff into the water that you can go look for while you're snorkeling, which is, to me, mind-blowing.
The most magical shipwreck on Earth.
Oh my gosh, mind-blowing. Like, I have never, ever wanted to... I am saying it right. Snorkel, yes. Yeah. I've never wanted to snorkel in my entire life. Never had any interest whatsoever. But I was like first in line to go see that stuff when I first went.
How fun. And you recommend it, of course.
I do recommend it. I couldn't do it, but...
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I had LASIK not too...
that's right.
And the salt water in my eyes under the snorkel thing and burned like you would not believe.
Oh gosh, what a terrible story.
I didn't get to do it, but Michael did it and Bailey did it, and I do recommend it. It sounded absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it sounds really cool.
Yeah. The other thing that I guess I will mention, although it's not apparently always there, is along this long thin beach at Lookout Cay is some ugly tangled seaweed that was like all along on the sand, and it's called sargassum.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's not a sign of a messy beach, although I do consider it is a bit of an eyesore.
Sure.
But it is a vital nursery to the ocean, and because Lighthouse Point, Lighthouse Point is what the island actually called that place, and then Disney, I think, added the Lookout Cay part. I think that's why it's got all those names.
Got it.
That sits right on the intersection of the Atlantic and the Caribbean, so there are natural currents and winds that push these mats of sargassum up onto the shore.
Wow.
They're not there all the time, apparently, but they are there a lot, and it's I guess just something to know. I mean, it's part of the natural landscape of the island. It's not pretty. I will say, like at Castaway, everything's always so picture perfect. I wasn't expecting to see this very unpleasant looking seaweed everywhere. But it is what it is, you know. Disney does a good job of preserving all of the areas that they've bought, including Disney World. You know what I mean? Disney World, they bought, I don't know how many, I'm going to say X amount of acres of land, and they've kept like 70% of it they're not touching or something like that, because they want to keep the the nature, the natural, you know, they don't want to come in and bulldoze everything.
Right.
They do the same thing on their islands.
Okay, yeah.
Castaway, they did the same thing. With this one, they're doing the same thing. They ask for a certain amount, but then they use like way less than 50% of it to give back to the, you know.
Yeah, to the environment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Almost said economy. Whoops.
No, not that. Well, I mean, that's this whole separate thing. They call the sand on Eleuthera pink sand. They kept saying that, and then I got down there and I was like, this isn't pink, but like, I guess that's a matter of opinion.
What color did you find it to be?
Tan.
Regular?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and on the voiceover,
so this
on
island's
the tram,
full of lies as far as you're concerned.
You know what? I've been told I've been told that I don't perceive colors in the same way as other people.
Oh, really? Oh,
just
yeah.
a little.
You've told me that, yeah.
Yeah, Bailey all the time is calling me on that, like jokingly, because it's just a little, but so maybe people find it pink. It's not what I was expecting when I kept hearing pink sand.
You were thinking pink Himalayan salt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little thinking pink Himalayan salt. I thought you were going to say something ridiculous.
Pink flamingo.
Yeah. Yeah. I was not thinking pink flamingo. I was more thinking pink Himalayan salt, or like ballet slipper pink, which is a little bit of an in-between a pink and a khaki, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't find it to be either of those. On the tram, the kids that are voicing animals were talking about how it's pink because it's crushed up insect shells.
Sure.
And I was like, I did not need to know that. Like, I did not need to know that it's insect shells that we're like walking on.
But we've been getting pigment that way for
yeah, I know.
Almost all of human
But I don't need to be thinking
time.
about it. What an unrelaxing thing to tell me right before my beach trip.
Yeah, that's
you know
true.
that sand that's all over your body? Pieces of insects.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't fun.
It's tough to be a
bug. Is that where you were going with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see if I have anything else in my my notes. I took notes while I was there.
How
and
long
then
were
I
you
looked
on
up...
it for? On their new land?
Well, so they docked, and you could get off, I think, as early as 8, and then you had to be back on by 4:45.
Okay.
But we only got off for maybe 3 hours.
Okay. You just got a lay of the land.
Yeah, we really just like walked around. We checked out a show. We got some food, and we walked the whole thing to make sure we saw everything so that I could report back. But when we went, it was that cold front, and it just wasn't good weather.
Right.
At the beginning of, and that probably happens like 1% of the time.
I know, yeah, it's kind of weird that
it was the week where the entire US was like in freezing, including Florida was in freezing weather. It was the week that Tampa, which is around where we live, was in the 20s at night.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So yeah, it was 60s in the Bahamas. And that has to be, I'm assuming that is wildly unusual.
Yeah, right.
So it's not like I was going to get in the water or anything. And yeah, we just walked around. You could spend the whole day there, especially if you have a port adventure or something like that.
Cool. Any other thoughts about the island? The non-island?
I will say that the food is very similar to the food at Castaway. So if you like the food at Castaway, then you're going to like the food here. It's a buffet. It is like a barbecue style buffet. So there's hamburgers, hot dogs, there's rotisserie chicken and ribs and fish, and then a bunch of side items and stuff like that.
That sounds
up
to expectation.
Our server told us that not to go to the main barbecue place, but to go to the one that ends in 2, which is TOO in this case. And that was great advice. It was much less crowded. Also, just a travel tip or whatever. They say that they open these barbecue restaurants at 11:30. They usually get them open a little early. So if you get there like 10 minutes before 11:30, then you won't have to wait in line at all.
Wow.
If you wait until like noon, the lines got really crazy.
I can imagine.
Yeah. I'm not I wasn't a big fan of the food there, but it just depends on if that's your thing or not.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
There weren't very many like vegetarian or healthy options.
I can imagine that, yeah.
Yeah, it's like beach barbecue food. It also wasn't very I think it would be cool if they did some more like Bahama cuisine.
Yeah.
Not that I even really know what that is, but if they, you know what I mean? I have a little bit of an idea.
Caribbean cuisine.
Yeah, that would be better. And they have like, they say like a jerk chicken, which gives that vibe, but it's mild. It's a very American version, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that was really it. I really think this is a good option for people with kids that get bored on a beach trip.
Yeah.
If you're going because you want to sit on the beach and read a book, you should probably pick one an itinerary that has Castaway.
Right.
That's kind of what it boils down to.
For a relaxing, low-key type of vibe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So for me, that was the winner. But
all right.
It was still a fun experience, and I get to go again in May when I am going on a cruise with my family, not just my immediate family, my parents too.
Yeah.
On the Disney Destiny.
So exciting.
Yes. So I'm really there for Hercules, but it will also stop at Lookout Cay, and I will be able to go when it is not 60 degrees.
Yes.
And maybe I'll have a different opinion.
Yeah, we'll definitely check back in.
I'll look for that seaweed too. I'm just curious.
You're going to be an expert.
Yeah.
By the time that you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's really when you go back and you'll kind of see if your perception of it is the same will be interesting because, you'll get to report on it live.
Yeah. And honestly, because I as a travel agent, I do all cruise lines, not just Disney Cruise Lines. I also might be able to report at that point about Royal Caribbean is opening an area in Nassau that's going to be like a private area.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yes, and
they can't be stopped.
Yeah, they're big. That I would say that's Disney Cruise Line's main competitor.
Sure.
And I'm not going to go to it, but I might be able to see it because it is like the island that when you're ported, it's on one side of the boat.
Gotcha.
Nassau's on one side, and this little kind of strip is on the other side, and they bought that and they're turning it into a private water park area. I might be able to talk a little bit more about that then too.
All right, stay tuned.
If we're interested.
Heck yeah, stay tuned. I definitely think that will be a good addition to all of the Disney Cruise Line content that we'll be putting out around that time, because obviously we're going to want to speak at length about your experience on
the Destiny.
Disney's shiny new Disney Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode. Hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you would like to stay up to date with us on cruise content, Disney CEO content, and of course, theme park content in general, you can do that by following us on social media at Neverland Navco.
Yes. We also have an Etsy store called Neverland Navigation. That we do custom shirts and dish towels and sweatshirts. So really that's a place for you to go to and then message me from and say, hey, this is my favorite ride or island or whatever. And then I send you some design options, and we do custom shirts for the same price as non-custom shirts. So you would just need to send me a message on there.
Alrighty. Morgan and I are off to break into a lighthouse to get a full look at Eleuthera. So we'll see you on our next adventure.